Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to be doing another full body workout. Today we're going to be using our light hand weights. I'm using 2 pounds. I would recommend anywhere between 1 to 3 pounds. You can also do this workout with no weights if you'd like. If you're participating in our 21-day challenge, I want to say congratulations. You're more than halfway done. Let's get into this next workout and keep that consistency going. So we're going to come over to all fours. And we don't need our weights right away, so you can just place them at the top of your mat. We're going to have the knees right below the hips and the palms right underneath the shoulders. Press through those palms so that we're not collapsing the spine to start. Draw the belly in. We're going to take a breath in, round the spine up to the ceiling, and then we're going to exhale, send that spine into that cow pose. So cat as you breathe in, and cow, flexing the ribs down towards the floor, tailbone up to the ceiling. We're going to do about 3 more here, pulling that belly in, round and curve. Really exaggerate the movement, pressing through the shoulder blades so that we're not collapsed. We're going to do 1 more. Then we'll come back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to pause in that nice flat back. Press your left palm into the mat. Take your right arm up into a twist. And then back to the center. We're going to go over to the other side, and we'll do a couple like that, opening to the left. And then back to the center, rotating that thoracic spine, that middle spine. 1 more over to the left. And we'll come back to the center. We're going to place the palms down into the mat, tuck our toes under, and just send the hips up to the ceiling for that pike. You can flex your heels down to the floor. And then we'll shoot forward into our plank. And then up to a pike. And then forward into our plank. 1 more. Hips up, stretch back into your heels. And then forward into our pike. Perfect. We'll lower the knees down. Just send the hips back here for a little bit of a child's pose. Leaning into either shoulder, left and right. And then we're going to come down into a seated position where we'll grab our weights and we'll lie all the way down on our back. Just relaxed here with our feet planted into the mat to prepare. And we're going to start off taking the arms straight up to the ceiling and reaching them right over the shoulders. From here, we're going to just start off with a chest lift. So we're going to curl the head, neck, and chest up through the center as we exhale out. And then inhale back down. We're just going to do a couple like that. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Good. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. Perfect. We got 1 more. We're going to relax all the way down. You can relax the arms in between. And we're going to add on to that chest lift now. So we're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling. From here, I want you to lift the heels off the floor, but keep the toes down. Curl the head and chest up. Draw your belly in. We're going to lift the right toes and then the left. So we're here for a little bit of marching. Toe taps. And I'm just lightening up the feet off the floor for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Curl the head and chest down, relax the arms, take a little pause here. And I'm just going to let the heels rest, but I'm going to bring them right back up with our toes touching the floor. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, curl the head and chest. We're going to go into doubles. Lift and lower. Pull the belly in, lift and lower. 6 more. 5. You can cross the ankles here as well if you need a little extra assistance. For your last 3, 2, and last 1. Relax all the way down. Take a little pause. Take a breath here. We're going to do some rotation now. So we'll reach the arms up to the ceiling. You can almost bring the knuckles together like you have one arm reaching up to the ceiling. Legs are going to come into tabletop. We're going to take it to the left and the right. So first we're going to curl up, bring both arms to the outside of that left thigh, back to the center. So now we're using the obliques a little bit more. Curling up, outside. Curling up, outside, and curl up. Outside. We're going to do one more to each side. To the left. Last one to the right. Then we're going to come all the way down. Relax here before we add on to that oblique twist. So we're going to do the same movement. We're adding on just a little bit. So go ahead and reach your arms up to the ceiling. Curling up through the center, we're going to hold it on this side. Stretch the left leg. Draw it back in. Stretch. And pull. Good. 3 more. 3. Adding on a little bit more in just a moment. 2. Keep the chest lift. Hold it here. We're going to lower and lift. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Bend the knee. Draw it in. Bring those arms back to the chest before we take it over to the left side. Same thing on the left. So we're going to reach it up to the ceiling. Legs will come into tabletop. We're going to curl up through center. Take the arms over to the left side in that oblique twist. Bend and stretch with the right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Before we go into that lower and lift, stretch the leg, hold it, lower and lift, lower and lift. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Peel it in. Relax the head and chest down. We can take a little spine twist over to the right. And then back to the center. We're going to take a little spine twist over to the left. Perfect. You can place your weights down by the side for a moment. Just grab behind the thighs, round up into seated. And then let's come down to our mat in a kneeling position. Now, you can grab something to place under the knees if your knees are a little bit sensitive, but I'm just going to fold my mat in half and I'm going to place my left knee onto the mat. Weights are going to just stand here for a second while we get set up. So I put this mat right underneath the knee, fold it in half. You can fold it multiple times so that your knee has a little extra cushion. The foot is going to be right behind the knee, so you don't want it to be in or out. Right behind with my toes tucked. And I'm going to stretch my right leg so I have a nice long line from my hip to my foot with my hip square and my shoulder square to you guys. So I'm going to grab my weights. We're going to start off with some lateral bends. So let's go ahead and set up first and then we'll progress into that lateral bend. I'm just going to take my arms up to these goalpost positions and I'm going to drop my right elbow down towards my right hip. You can see I'm just flexing from the middle spine, so my hip's not really doing any work. And then I'm going to take it over to the left. Now to the left might be a little more challenging. Over to the right. And then exhale to the left. You're going to keep your tailbone tucked under so your back can stay flat. We're going to add in the arms a little bit. So when I take it over to that right side, I'm going to stretch the top arm, come back to the center, and I'm going to switch it over to the other side. Perfect. Over to the left. Back to the center, over to the right. Let's do one more in each direction. Last one. And then we'll come back to the center. I'm going to relax the arms and then we're going to switch it up. We're going to go into some rotation. So for rotation, we're going to be going inwards and outwards, but let's start with the arms here in the center. And I just want you to twist to your right and then take a twist to your left. Let's start to add in the arms. We're going to flex that left arm extended over the thigh, pull it back in, take the left, reach it over to that left side, over to the right side, over to the left side. Perfect. Let's do 2 more to each side. Exhale to stretch and reach. Last one here to that left side, and then we'll pause here. We're going to sit back on the heels, give that knee a little break, maybe stretch into the right hip flexor if it's been engaged a little bit there. Now let's come back up to center. Here you have options. If you want to make it a little bit heavier, you can take both weights into one hand, or you can just place one weight down to the side. We're going to place our hand right on our hip and come into that goalpost position with the left hand. Let's just start with the press. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, draw it down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, draw it down. We're going to be here for 4. 3 more. Last 2. On 1, press it up. We're going to bring it down. Just rotate the palm, and we're going into a bicep curl. You want to stay up and lengthen even in this left side for your bicep curl. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Rotate the palm down. We're going to do a lat press. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 5 more. And 4. Keeping the abs in. 3. 2 more. Last 1. Lift. We're going to bend the elbow, bring it to the center. We're going to pulse it up. This is your last exercise here. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last 1. Go ahead and lower it down. Give yourself a little stretch. Stretch into that left arm. And then before we go to the other side, let's flatten our mat back out into this regular position, and we're going to come onto a quadruped. So we're going to place our weights in front. We're only going to need 1 at a time. Let's start off with the weight in the left side. So we're going to have our knees flat here and our palms pressing into the mat. We're going to take this weight and then we're going to stretch the arm and stretch the leg. So take a breath in, draw your abs in, exhale, stretch the arm, stretch the leg, pull it in. And you want to keep those abs pulled up and in. We've got 4, 3, try to lift that ankle up to hip height and point through the toe. 2 more. Last 1. And then relax it all in, take a little pause, reposition, draw the abs in. So we're going to try not to arch into the low back, but really just tuck the tailbone under and keep the back nice and flat. Let's come into position, stretch the arm, hold the leg. We're going to lower and lift the leg for little taps. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we're going to hold it here, bring that elbow into the rib cage, stretch it back for a tricep press. If you need to, you can lower the toes down to the floor, or you can keep them lifted up to hip height for your last 3. 2. Last 1. Relax that weight into the mat. Take a seat back into your hips. A little stretch. And then let's come back to center and take it over to the other side. So now your left palm is going to be flat into the mat. And we're going to take that weight, stretch the right arm, stretch the left leg, pull it in, and stretch. Pull it in, and stretch. We've got 4, and 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then we'll relax it down. We're going to add that lower and lift and then our tricep press on this side. So bring the leg into tabletop, stretch it out, hold it here, lower and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1, we're gonna lift and hold it, draw the elbow into the rib, tricep press. You can take the toes down to the floor if you need to. For 4, 3, 2, last 1. Perfect. Set your weight down, give yourself a little stretch. Cat cow, child's pose, whatever you need on this side. And then we'll come back to the center. Well, we'll go into that side kneeling facing the other direction. So we're going to fold our mat here. Give ourselves a little cushion underneath your right knee. And then from here, we're going to stretch the left leg out. Come up into our position with our foot in line with our knee. So we want to make sure that the feet and the line are making a nice straight line. And then our hips are square, shoulders are square. We're going to start off with our rotation. So actually we'll start with our lateral bend, then we'll go to rotation. So we're going to bring the arms into our goal pose. Same thing we did on the other side. Draw the left elbow down towards the left hip, back up to the center, over to the right. Exhale, over to the left, center, and right. Let's add the extension of the arms. So remember, you take that left arm down, reach the right up and over, come back to center. We're going to take it over to the other side. Reach and stretch. Back to center, other side. Reach and stretch. And center, over to that right side. Very good. Exhale to reach. We're going to do one more in each direction. And then we'll take it over to the inside for last one. Coming back to the center where now we will do our rotation. So we'll start off with those hug a tree arms, and we're just going to twist to the right using the obliques, the side abs to rotate. Let's start to add in that stretch. Back to the center and stretch. Over to the opposite side. Might feel some tightness behind the shoulders as you twist. Since that hip is in a rotation, it kind of shortens our range of motion in our rotation to the outside. We're going to take one more over to this direction. Last one to the inside. And then we'll come down to the center where if you need to, you can hold both hands in one or both weights in one side, or you can just place one weight down if you need a little bit lighter. Let's go into that press first. So we're going to have the palm facing out for this one. Exhale, we're going to press it up. Inhale, pull it down. Breathing out to press. Inhale to pull. 4, 3, 2 more. 1, we'll bring it down. We're going to stretch the arm out, bicep curl. Bend the elbow and press. We want to try to keep the shoulders down from the ears, but the elbow almost up to shoulder height if you can for your last 3. 2 more. Last one. We're going to stretch the arm, rotate the palm, lower to your hip, and lift. This is your lat raise. Perfect. For 6. 5. Last 4. 3. 2 more. On 1, we're going to lift, bend the elbow, bring it to the center, pulses up. So the palm is now facing in. You might feel a little bit more in the back of the shoulder with that rotation of your palm for your last 4. 3. 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Go ahead and let that arm down. Send your hip back. Give yourself a little stretch into each hip. We're going to flatten our mat here, and we'll go into our cool down to finish up and wrap up our workout here. So we're going to come into seated. And from here, we're going to stretch out the shoulders. So you can have the knees bent, or if you want the legs straight, you can have your legs straight. Right palm is going to be down on the floor, left palm down on the floor with our fingertips facing away. We're going to exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, stretch into the shoulders, lift your chest up to the ceiling. Take an inhale, round the shoulders forward, Draw the belly in. Exhale, lift the shoulders, stretch into the shoulders, relax them from your ears though, and then pull it in. One more. Stretch and lift. Perfect. Come up to the center, reach your left hand up to the ceiling, bend your right elbow to deepen the stretch, and then come back to center. We're going to switch. Take the right back. One more to each side. Let's take it up and over. And then we'll take it over to the other side. And then we'll come to the center. We're going to take the arms up to the ceiling, rotate the palms so your palms are facing up to the ceiling. Grow an inch taller, take a bend over to the right, and then over to the left. Back to the center. You can take a little twist, and then another twist in the opposite direction. And then we'll come to the center. We're going to stretch the legs, fold all the way up and over, restack the spine through the center. Head is the last thing to reach the top. We'll take another inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold, restack the spine all the way up to center. Last one, a breath up overhead. Fold and stretch, restack the spine. Head is the last thing to reach the top. Roll the shoulders down and back. And then we'll take one more breath to reach up overhead. Exhale to close out to your hips, where you will be all done with today's workout. I hope you enjoyed that workout with me. And if you're participating in the challenge, again, I want to say congratulations on your consistency. We are well over halfway done. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video. Bye.